Well, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Travel with the Stars. And I had a banner hit that I didn't mean to have hit, but you know what? That's what happens sometimes. We're in an imperfect world, and I'm an imperfect person. So, hey, I am back with some of our lovely local ladies. We got Donna, Emily, Jessica, and Heather. Hey guys.
Hey.
This is such a perfect episode for them because we are literally talking about the changes in the parks, and these guys get to go like all the time. They get to go multiple times a week, which I'm super jealous of. Um, but there have been so many changes, and I know I wanted to sort of talk about my experience because I just finally went to experience the new Country Bears. I know a lot of you guys went to experience it, and I was like, I don't know when they're gonna, make the announcement about Tom Sawyer Island. So I need to get back over there. So we have thoughts. We want to talk about it. We can also kind of unpack some things about new treats and Tron not being in a virtual queue anymore. So we have all the things to talk about. All the things to talk about. So, all right, let's get started. Let's start with Country Bears because yeah, when you guys heard the announcement, I need to know what was your initial reaction to we are changing the Country Bears.
Thrilled. So I love nostalgia, but I was excited, but I was also like, please knock it out of the park because there's so much good there. And I'm like, this will be a good opportunity to see how Disney's going to balance the nostalgia with the new.
Mm-hmm. Donna, you had a face when I said that.
Okay. So as an adult, I have such fond memories when we still lived in Pennsylvania of coming down as a kid and seeing the Country Bears and having no understanding of some of the lyrics of the song. Like, why don't you shoot him instead? Like, I didn't, like, that never clicked. Like, whatever, cool, let's, whatever. Like, it never,
I laughed every time I heard that. Terrible.
The only boys that turned me on turned me down.
Oh, that was the best.
And the sing-along. The fact that that's a sing-along, right? Mm-hmm. Like, the words are on the screen for you to sing along.
Mm-hmm. I was like, this is so inappropriate.
Right.
But yeah, we're all...
Right. So, like, as an adult, looking back, like, I have such fond memories. I loved when they used to do it for Christmas. I don't know if you ladies remember when they used to do, like, a Christmas.
Oh, my gosh, they did. I forgot that.
So, that was always a really fond memory for me growing up. Yeah. And then I started taking my kid, and he's, like, dancing along, like, da-da-da. But then from the parent lens, I'm like, oh, crap.
It's like they don't understand.
Right.
I hope they don't understand.
Right. So it was just such a crazy, like, what happens? Because I never once, as an adult, thought, like, maybe this isn't the best thing until I had my kids. So while I was sad for the nostalgia and my personal memories, realistically, I probably shouldn't have been that upset about the changes. Because
I think the first time I had gone back in was like it was right after COVID when I could reopen and everything was a walkout. We're like, it was hot. Mm-hmm. Like, let's go into Country Bears. Like, we'll cool down for a little bit. And we had not sat in probably years. And we looked at each other and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot. And, like,
it's different.
And and then Brady's like, let's go back again. That was hilarious.
Again, adults.
Yeah, again, adults. He's like, I can't. No, not that same day, but it was like the next trip. He's like, yeah, I'll go sit in it again. It was funny.
Yes.
Yep. So, Heather, I know you were excited.
I was excited. The only thing that I didn't want them to do was get rid of Big Al. I did think my fear was, just like Donna was saying, that there would be some kind of group that would then like come after Disney to be like, make it like go away forever. And since that was the last attraction that Walt had his hands in before he passed, I was just like, we can't lose it. They need to change it. And Big Al was still in there, so I was super happy. I mean, I'm sad about it because it was just like nostalgic, because it's like something that you grow up with. But at the same point in time, as we've been saying, like, Disney has to change so that it's relevant for the next 50 years. So I think it's great. Yeah. And I think that they still kept them there because they have no IP otherwise like associated with it. And if you were there opening day, I got like a shirt. I got a shirt.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh.
Like Country Bear Musical Jamboree. Like it was a little shirt for opening day.
I have to say, like, there were so many bits in the original that it just became iconic. You know, like at the end of the opening, in the good old key of G, Zeke and Zed and Ted and Fred, the Byron name, Tennessee. Okay, so the song's different now. But a little baby bear show goes,
yes. He's still there with his little bear.
He's so cute.
And the triplets are still there singing. They're just singing backup vocals now. They don't have their own sing-along.
I still do miss the triplets song just a little bit because it was so funny.
I just feel like in like 20, 30 years from now, like I'm going to be taking my grandchildren and I'm going to be like, let me tell you about the songs. And I'm going to be singing these songs. They'll be like, okay, Grandma, go take your medicine.
Yeah, and you'll say like there was a slideshow for the sing-along and they'll be like, what was a slideshow?
Yeah.
That too.
That is fair. That is fair. The other thing that I was glad that they kept, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like the one bear, you know, like
at the end would shake his little butt.
Yes.
That's like a rave on the stage.
Well, the music's fantastic now. I mean, it's all the songs that we're familiar with from all the films. Yeah. And they do it in a way that only the Country Bears could do. So I think they did a great job with it. And when they started, and to put Big Al with Remember Me was genius.
Brilliant.
Genius.
I have to agree. Whenever I was like, okay, Big Al has his moment.
Yep.
And that was extremely important to me. And you know what else? I like actually took my camera and like panned the crowd. I've not seen it that crowded in
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
it's
you would just
go now.
Yes. You would go in there and there would be like maybe a handful of people in there.
Unless it was raining.
And now the people are like clapping along with it, singing, laughing. Like there's a new fandom for it. Again, keeping them relevant for the next 50 years.
And I love
it's really adorable. I mean, they did a great job with it. It's really adorable.
Emily was skeptical. Let's be real.
She was.
Emily's skeptical about everything. I have the faith, but I'm like,
you balance Heather. It's okay, Emily.
I do. Heather, like, it's gonna be great. Everything's gonna be great. Don't you worry. It's gonna be great. And I'm like, okay, all right. Well, we'll just wait.
I'm like,
she's like, I don't know. I really don't know about that.
That's what I did. I called Heather after Destination D last year, and I'm like, I am so ticked off right now. I was like, do not mess with my Country Bears. If you destroy my Country Bears, like, I was so mad. I was like, I am not happy. Like, what are we gonna do? Sing the bear necessities for 20 minutes? Like, no.
I think all of these changes for me, it's not like whether I think Disney's going to be able to translate it or I think that they're going to do they're going to do a terrible job. No, they're not. They're going to do an amazing job. It's just, for me, it's how long is it going to take me to process the loss? Like how many stages of grief that I'm going to have to go through and how many times before I can be like on board and happy. Like how long is it going to take me? Like I will get there and I will be the first one. I will be the first one to like be there, be excited and all of it. But yeah, I mean, Disney just has a different thing besides any of the other parks.
Yeah.
They have nostalgia. They just have nostalgia. And while it is a business, and I so appreciate that, they do have a different business model. They have to, this is why it's a multi-generational thing. We can't lose those older generations. And I think with Country Bear, it really proved that they're never lose faith. As Heather says, don't lose faith in Disney.
Yes,
We get
that's right.
screamed at all
It's my
the time.
go-to line. Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
They will come through.
But they did a good job. I have to say, the musicians were great. They kept the bits that needed to be kept. Still missed Blood on the Saddle. That's okay. Remember Me was a great choice.
It had to go, guys. I'm sorry. It had to go.
You made me
Y'all, okay, being from the South, it was just too close to home to me. Like, I almost couldn't go into Country Bears because I was like, it's a family reunion. Like, I can't do it. Like, it was too relatable being from the South. So, like, I'm very grateful for the update. I'm like, all right, kids, now we can go because that bear no longer reminds me of your uncle. Like, get in here. Like, it needed to be updated. I feel like it only catered to like a certain audience, and now it's for everyone.
Yes, I would agree.
No more clicking. No more clicking.
Yeah, the things on the wall don't click anymore.
They don't click anymore.
That was almost endearing.
The guys on the wall are almost the best part. Like, they're so cute, and their commentary, and then when they sing along, like, they're adorable, and they talk to the audience before and after the show. Like, it's so cute.
Oh, and they kept the little raccoon guy.
Yes.
He used to be the
Davy Crockett hat.
The Davy Crockett hat, but now he was like popping out of a little barrel. Like, he's still there.
Which is important for Walt. The whole Davy Crockett, that is a very important part for Walt and keeping that a part of it.
Yeah. So I think they did a great job keeping the spirit of the attraction, keeping the bits, but updating it and making it family friendly and appropriate for all.
And we haven't talked about the bear coming down from the ceiling. Your whole new world. That's the best part.
That's so great.
It's so great. I mean, it's like Lucy's jaw was like on the floor.
Aww.
Look at that bear. I was like, I know she's really pretty. And she goes, oh my gosh, she's flying. I know.
Aww.
It's so cute. It's such a cute little duet. Like, it's adorable.
It is. Mm-hmm. It really is. Yeah. And I loved even the whole like ending part. They got all the bears going. And then, of course, Big Al comes back in.
Exactly. He's still there.
He still steals the show.
Yeah.
And the fiddler with the smoke.
Oh, yes. That's a really cool one. That's cool.
I loved that.
That was good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I found myself clapping along, smiling, and Brady's like, yeah, that was good. Like, we
they came out in Jen text, and she was like, okay, it was good. I was like, I told you.
Like, okay. That was like, we used like our lightning lanes. We tested the new lightning lane passes, the multi-pass, and we did buy a single pass as well. So we tested it that morning, and we had like a little segment where we had some time, and so that's what we went to Country Bears. Perfect. And then went over to Tom Sawyer Island, actually, because Tiana's was down, so I was waiting for Tiana's to come back up, and they're like, yeah, probably not until after 12.
Shocker.
Like, okay.
Tiana's was down.
No, bless me.
No, it's stunning. I know it never goes.
I have thoughts when we get to the Tron conversation. I have thoughts about the virtual queue thing in relation to Tiana's. So if one of us can remember, I have thoughts.
We'll remember. Okay, yeah. So let's over to Tom Sawyer Island, because right across from Country Bears, where you currently get on the little boat thingy to go across. You know what's hilarious? Brady can still navigate that sucker without a map. Like,
really?
He's like, oh yeah, we have to go up here. I was like, okay, yeah, because we were looking for the one cave. He's like, no, we got to go down this way. I was like, okay. He's like, no, we got to make sure we get over to the fort.
Core memory.
Core memories. And that's where, although, like, unlike Country Bears, I was not mad about this one because I totally get it. Like, I get it. Listen, it's usually empty. It was a lot more full when we were there, probably because of the announcement. Okay, like, let's be very real about that. But I do have core memories at Tom Sawyer Island, so that doesn't mean I'm not sad about the loss. Because
thank you, Jen.
Emily, do you? Oh, I feel like you have these same thoughts.
Cannot.
Do you have thoughts? Here's okay.
We got three of them. laughing. And Emily and I are like, but.
Listen, this is going to take about like 2 years worth of the stages of grief. And that's only if I'm not hot. If I'm hot, it just starts all over again. The count just starts all over again. So it is
not going to be hot. You live in Florida.
February. We won't be hot in February for 2 days.
That's it. Yeah. That's the goal. February. I'm doing everything in February. So here's the thing. It's so shaded over there, and it's beautiful. It's so different. Now, that is absolutely the area that makes the most sense to renovate. Absolutely. It absolutely makes the most sense. And I get it. My issue is number one, nobody was over there. So when I got overwhelmed in the parks, just go over there.
Yeah.
Just go over there because nobody's over there. Now everybody's going to be everywhere. And here's the thing. I don't know what their plan is for shade.
You and your trees.
What is their plan for shade in the desert?
There needs to be a plan of shade.
Because the last time I checked, that area is built over Satan's kitchen. And that is with shade. And I am sorry. But why are we looking at and going, you know what the solution is here? You know how we're going to make people real happy? We're going to take the trees out. We're going to take them all out. We're going to level it. And we're going
to theme it to a desert.
And people will love it because they're going to stand in line for 2 hours. They're going to get in a hot car and they're going to feel a breeze for 90 seconds. And they're just going to be so happy. And I disagree because I've stood in the line with my children in heat, even in the virtual queue line. Nobody's happy. So I'm sorry.
So what
there has to be a plan for shade. I'm sorry.
What if they keep the caves to like be part of the queue to walk into the bigger?
Yes.
That way they're keeping a piece of nostalgia, but you have to. That whole river is getting filled with concrete. I mean, she's not wrong. I think this is just my opinion, and I don't know if this is what I think Emily's fear is. It turns into Toy Story Land in Hollywood Studios, where you're like, once you agree to enter in, like, have all the spray bottles, have all the water, you're just hot.
Yeah.
You're just hot. There's like no. Okay, again, can I just bring up what would fix Toy Story Land? Completely off topic.
Sure.
Do you guys remember the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playset?
Yeah.
The ginormous blades of grass. It was so shady.
Oh, yeah.
Could we not bring some of those over to Toy Story Land to create shade?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that would work.
Right? Yeah. These have to be in a warehouse somewhere. What'd they do with those?
I know, like they didn't destroy it.
Right.
No, it's down the street. It's gotta be in a warehouse.
We'll find the warehouse. That's what we'll do next week.
We'll go find it. We're on it, Jen.
Thank you. Just go find it, pull it out. Imagineers, install this somewhere. Listen, Disney, we love you. We do need shade. That's accurate. It gets hot. So if we can just please have shade in the desert.
We can keep some foliage and keep it like not Grand Canyon situation, but maybe like, I don't know, like Big Sur. I don't know. Like there's some, it's just the idea of all the cement, none of the trees.
But like think back to the caves though. So like we just took our kids there for the first time and like somehow made it like my mother was like leading the trail, which like was a mistake because she didn't know where she was going either. But she like led us into the caves. All of the girls were terrified. They were not happy. They were all like, what is happening? Like, poor Madeline was like, Mommy, get me out of here. The only one who liked it was Layla Rose.
Yeah,
because
this does not surprise me.
Fear. She has no fear, but the other girls were like freaking out.
Yeah.
And also, I would like to point out: ask any of your kids, who's Tom Sawyer?
That's
they don't know.
That's it. No, that's it. No. There's no connection to the story.
There's no relevance to it. And in 50 years, like it's going to be even less than it was now. And I have said since they announced it at D23, when everybody was like, they took to the internet and were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing that. I'm like, when's the last time you rope dropped either the boat or the island?
You know, whenever they still did the paintbrush, I bet that's the last time people did. Yeah.
I'll post a video today I took a video of Madeline Page and Lucy walking across the barrels, and I was behind them.
Oh,
And
that's fun.
they're all going, I'm gonna fall in, I'm gonna vomit, I'm gonna fall in.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny though.
I mean, they're all like drama queens. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Right. And they're not gonna fall in.
Hilarious.
It's true. It's like we got off and
Yeah.
Madeline was like, and I'm done.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like,
there,
you don't have
tuck
to
that in
come
your
back
memory.
here.
You did it. You can
Right.
say you did it. And then when it's filled with cement, you can be like, I did that. And it was
did
here.
that.
So
No,
but
when I told my mom that it was getting redone, she goes, "Oh, really?" I said, "Mom, when's the last time you were on Tom Sawyer Island?" She goes, "I don't know. I was a kid." I was like, "Exactly."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
And
the
that's the thing,
70s.
though. But when you think about it, whenever the park was built in the 70s, that was still common reading for people. I mean, I don't know, you know.
I mean, I read
don't
Tom
know.
Sawyer in the 90s, but like
Same.
but my kid, like, well, we did Swiss Family Robinson Tree for the first time the other day, and she was like, "Mommy, what is this?" And so I like explained Swiss Family Robinson. I said, "I actually have that book at home. Do you want to read it?" So now that's her next book she wants to read.
Right.
But before that, she's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Exactly,"
Right.
because there's no connection to a Disney character.
Sure.
But it doesn't have to be Disney.
Exactly. Like I will fight you on top. I will fight you on Swiss Family Treehouse.
I don't know, ladies. I feel like
that is one
property. It needs to be connected to something.
I'm an angry elf about this Tom Sawyer thing, and I feel like I need to explain why.
Okay, Donna, give it.
The points made were so valid. Like, has my kid, who's going to be 8 next month, ever stepped foot on Tom Sawyer Island? He surely has not. Okay, so that's the first thing that I need to openly admit, that like it's not like I'm gonna I have so many berries and I'm playing there. I don't. That would be a lie if I tried to say that. But I'm super excited about like a Cars themed expansion. Cars Land in Disneyland.
It'd be great.
DCA is my absolute favorite land in any Disney park.
Yeah.
So like I'm jazzed about Cars coming here. What I'm PO'd about is that I hate that we always have to lose to gain. Walt Disney himself said we have the gift of size in Florida between the Villains expansion, between Monsters Inc. going in Hollywood Studios, and this giant Cars expansion beyond Big Thunder Mountain, like all the things. Just build us another gate. Why do we always have to lose to gain? And I hate that we're losing a body of water in a major theme park, because this will now be, if my research is right, this will now be the only major Disney theme park to not have a body of water. They're literally adding one in Paris to their will be renamed stupid new name here park. But like there's something to be said for that body of water within the park. It makes it beautiful. Remember Walt said, the thing will only get more beautiful. Plant thing, it'll only get more beautiful with time. And I'm not saying that, I have any huge emotional attachment to Tom Sawyer Island. Again, my kid's going to be 8 soon, has never been there. He's been to Disneyland 3 times. He's never been to Tom Sawyer Island at Disneyland. So that's not my argument. My argument is that I hate that we always have to lose to gain, and that we're losing something in this case that's actually quite pretty.
Are you mad that you're losing Tom Sawyer Island, or are you mad that you're losing the visual appeal of the boat driving around Tom Sawyer Island?
I think B.
Okay.
Yeah, B, the boat. I think, like in Disneyland Paris, to get over to like that little like it goes under a body of water. If there was a way to maintain, I do wish that they would try to find a way to not cement it in, because it is really
very sad about it. I'm honestly very sad about that waterway going away,
and
just the nostalgia of the Liberty
Bell.
Bell.
The whole island. I don't care. That's retheme it. Have at it. But yeah, the Liberty Bell, and I understand if like because of a bridge or something, like maybe it can't go, but maybe it could stay parked somewhere and look.
I agree with that. If you can't, because they said you can't cut off the access because it can't get back for maintenance.
Right.
But park the Lily Bell. Just park it. Keep it right where it is, and have like a small waterway for aesthetics.
Bring back. Do you remember the restaurant that used to be? Okay, so right now it's Paddlefish, but before that it was.
Oh yeah.
And before that it was.
I don't remember.
Character meal.
But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was the character meal. Yeah.
I mean, they could do that.
I love that idea. I'm
not for filling it all in with concrete. I do think that the water is great. Maybe cut off half of it, but the expense to run the riverboat is for how little people use it. That's what it is. I mean, it's no different than how we lost the swan boats, like when we were kids. The swan boats, like I still tell my kids, I'm like,
what?
You see right here?
Oh, she doesn't know. Jess is too young.
The what?
She's so young.
She's
I
so
can't.
young.
Let's just have him, guys. Heather's head's gonna explode.
I can't.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Maybe, like, why couldn't they do something like that? And here's the thing. They're saying that they're demolishing it. They might leave some of the water to like use like a transition point, because like at that one part in the movie of Radiator Springs, how there's like a waterfall. Like, what if you're going to walk into it and there's a waterfall and they just keep the water there and then you walk underneath into the land?
Okay. I would be here for it. And my other concern, I'm just going to say this is my concern. Do I think Disney's going to address it appropriately? Yes, because they do things well. Okay. They exceeded my expectations with Country Bears. From the Haunted Mansion.
That's what I don't understand.
Do you see what I mean? Like, I don't understand. I do not understand how they're going to transition that without water. I don't.
Water and the trees, but there's the channel, that whole channel, which I think people don't remember. The whole channel runs around the park, because when you're on the train,
that's
the channel, you can see the channel.
Yeah.
So I don't know the transition to Haunted Mansion. That's the part that like I don't know, but they have to do something grandiose to do it.
Agreed.
To make you understand that you're entering a different land. Else it's going to be like, oh, I am in the middle of like.
Otherwise, it's going to be a universal
America, and then all of a sudden I'm just like here.
But
keep the faith.
Transition it.
Keep the
faith. I am. Oh, I am. I'm just saying that's my concern. So I'm interested to see how they're going to handle that.
Here's my question. Do you think they're going to, I mean, I know they're amending the track, but do you think they're going to amend the track more significantly than we think they are to accommodate for this?
I'm
Big Thunder
about the train going down again than about literally everything.
Oh, girl. Yes. I'm like, dude, we lost the train already for like 1,600 days.
Anthony didn't remember the train until it reopened at like a couple of years ago.
Neither did Paige, and Paige was train obsessed.
It's my mom's favorite ride, to the point that when
Brittany's favorite ride.
I know when we would come in and you would hear the Liberty Bell horns, she would just be like, "Is the train running?" I'd be like, "No, it's still."
When the wind's blowing a certain direction, we hear the train whistle really clearly.
I can hear it in the morning,
and it makes me smile every time.
Yeah, when everything is still like quiet in the morning, I can hear it too at my house.
Yeah,
they just have to minimize that as much as humanly possible, because
I'm annoyed.
I think that's fair, honestly. All right, let's talk about good news. I think this is good news about Tron, right?
Oh my gosh.
No more VQ.
We needed it like 9 months ago.
Yeah.
I mean, agreed. Donna, I know you had thoughts. You said
yes.
I'm going to come back to your thoughts.
Thank you. So and this is not coming from anyone. This is literally just something that popped out of my brain one day, and I was like, I'm going with that. I think that's a pretty good idea. So you guys remember, obviously, when Tiana's Bayou Adventure opened, they said for a limited time, this will be a virtual queue. My 10 cents is that for whatever reason, they can't get that ride to function the way it needs to. So I believe that they had no intention of dropping Tron from the VQ, and that they dropped Tron from the VQ because they can't yet drop Tiana. Again,
that's an interesting thought.
My 10 cents, because why else, right, would Guardians still be on the VQ?
Yep.
So I think they only want it one per park.
Thought.
I think that they wanted to drop Tiana, but because unfortunately it's not running as well as they need it to, they're keeping it so that they can manage, number of people with a return and everything like that. So yeah, my 10 cents.
I think it was just because there's a cluster whenever you decide what VQ you're picking in the morning. And if you don't get it,
won it one. But what I'm saying is, I feel like they wanted to drop Tiana, or the plan was to drop Tiana, and they couldn't.
See, I thought that they would keep Tiana's in VQ until January. And then I thought, like, in January, whenever it usually goes down for a refurbishment, like that was whenever Splash would always go down. After it came back from the refurb, then it would just be standby. Like, I was always like, they're going to keep it through the holiday season, because if you have party tickets for Halloween or Christmas, like, you can ride it. Like, you can just go get in line and ride it. That was just always my thought, is like, they're saying limited time because they're going to keep it through the holiday season. Then when it goes down for refurb and they, like, you know, drain the water and whatever on the track, when it comes back, it'll be standby. But I mean, that's a very good point, Donna. You might.
Yeah, you might be right about that, because
I just know that a lot of people were complaining that, like, say if they would pick Tron in the morning and the queue would, like, go before they could get one, if then they would try to get Tiana's was already gone. And there was just a lot of complaints that they didn't like having the option of virtual queues being released at the same time.
But
then, like, to your point, they could have fixed it, make one at 7, make one at 8.
But I'm going to posit this one. I'm going to posit this one. I think the reason it was harder to get Tiana's at 1 is because sometimes they don't reopen it at 1 if the ride is having that many issues. Because I will tell you, that day, whenever I had it on multipass, and like at 8 a.m., I got the notification, oh yeah, your pass is changed. I'm like, my pass wasn't until 11:40, so you're anticipating this is not going to be done. They never opened the virtual queue for Tiana's at 1. You could probably have gotten Tron at that point.
I had pass holder preview for 3 days during pass holder preview, and it was down all 3 days. So we didn't ride it during pass holder preview because it was down.
We had to wait a few hours because it was down during our return, but we did get to ride it the day we had it.
I had to wait. My return time was 10:50. I did not get to ride until almost 5 o'clock that day for pass holder preview. And thank God, like, my kids were not here. Like, they were at grandparents' houses. Like, whatever, it was fine. But literally, I was on Pirates by myself, and I texted my husband. I was like, if by the time I get off this ride, if I have not gotten the notification, I'm coming home because I'm hot. And literally, the second I got on Pirates, it was like, your return time is ready. And I was like, oh, yay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a great ride. It's worth it. I do want them to get that fixed. You know what I mean? I want to get whatever that underlying issue is fixed, so that
it's all the animatronics.
Yeah. Right. But what's caught, like, there's got to be an underlying issue causing the animatronics to keep going down.
So I think maybe they didn't plan for how much they could possibly go down, because I was at an event where we got to ride it unlimited before it opened.
Oh, yeah.
And what they would just let us do is we were just allowed to keep riding it. And each time they would ask us, was there anything that wasn't functioning? And we would tell them whenever we got off. And then the next time we got on it, it was like fixed again. So I think they were trying to, like, pinpoint, like, what are the ones that are, like, breaking down? Is there anything that you saw? But it was common. Like, I think we rode it, like, I don't even know, 7 times, 8. I think it was 8 times. 8 times. And maybe 2 of those 8 times, all of them were, like, working perfectly. I just think I don't think they planned on, like, how much those things could go down.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, Splash broke down a ton, and people forget that.
Oh, it did. Oh, it absolutely did.
Like, a ton.
A lot.
I mean, Brer Rabbit didn't even hop for, like, the last, like, 2 years.
Oh, that's because they threw in the towel. There was so much that needed to be fixed.
I mean, the whole thing needed a total hardcore overhaul by that point. But they knew they were changing it over, so they weren't going to put the time, which I get. Like, they knew it was going to change. So,
well, we're going to accidentally be in Disneyland when Tiana's opens there. So I hope to get on that the first day. So that'll be kind of fun to see how that's operating.
Yeah, because there was a difference between Disney Splash and Disney World Splash.
Oh, yeah.
It was not the same. So I'm imagining it'll be similar but different. And I mean, it literally has to be, because it's a shorter track. Inland. So it has to be shorter. But yeah, any other major things that we should cover?
Just tell Disney to make a standby for Guardians.
I mean, accurate. But I don't. Guardians has such a long queue option.
Like a physical. Yeah.
And it's indoors, so you're fine.
Air conditioned.
Yep.
Yeah. You people that do Epcot in the sun are bananas. Doing it in the rain is the way to go. I don't know. You're all nuts. Doing it in the rain. It's raining outside. You go to Epcot because it's like there's nobody there and it's great. You're not hot at all. Emily, maybe that's the thing. You can go see Cars whenever it's raining in Magic Kingdom. You won't be hot.
I'm not going unless like it's nighttime. That's a nighttime thing for me. You kids just have to wait till you're older till the sun's out.
You have 2 days in February.
2 days.
You have 2 days in February.
We were talking about this the other day. Okay, so like you know how everywhere else it's like hot in June and July. It's hot here. Okay, we won't deny that. But there is something, and Jen, you know, there's nothing that would ever get me to see snow again. And I love seeing sunshine every day. But there is something that happens August 1st through September 30th. And it is like you are
September's the worst month to live here.
That scene in what's the frog ride? What Toads?
Mr.
That's
Toad's
what you
ride.
feel like you were in for
the hell
60
room.
straight days.
I think it's also the cumulative of knowing like you get geared up and like March, April, you're like, it's coming, it's coming. It's like May, it's like, okay, this is tolerable, this is okay. And then you get to June, you're like, this is hot. July, this is even hotter. And then by the time August comes, and then you see everybody else in the country where it's kind of like cooling down. Everybody's like, oh, it's cooling down. Let's, it's
our
just,
air stuff's moving.
I just think it's the cumulative and the actual heat. It's just, yeah.
It's the humidity. Like it is, the air is so thick right now. Like
and it don't move.
To Boardwalk the other night, I looked at it and like my fingers were sweating. What is happening? Like that is not supposed to happen. That's not normal. It's ridiculous.
My fingers swell with the humidity. Like I mean, like I can't get my rings off.
Yeah.
Swelling. I'm like, what is happening?
I always tell clients
4 o'clock every day a hurricane hits for an hour.
I always tell clients September's a great time to come with price and crowd level, but you got to be ready to buckle up for the heat in the afternoon.
But that's it. Like nobody's here, so it
I'm
is
not dissuading
beneficial.
anybody from coming in September. In fact, I encourage you to come in September, but at the same time, just be prepared so that you're taking, you're building in breaks and you're going to AC. And if you don't like heat, I'm the one to talk to because I don't do it. So.
She hates it. She shows up to the park with a fan, like she's like the Queen of Sheba. It's hilarious.
Just how
every video, Emily.
She's like, "Did you just get off of a yacht?"
She showed up the other night like a full length gown, and then she just like whips out her fan from her purse. I was like, "What are you doing?" She looked fabulous, though.
She's like, "I'm prepared."
Yeah,
I was. Oh, Heather has the giant orange bird. So you talk about my fan.
I know. I felt pressured the other night.
Daughter.
I was like,
also, I'm middle-aged, and that's another topic. So that fan isn't big enough still.
We just took a sharp turn, Jen.
So relatable.
Off the rails again. I mean,
and also by the time Carsland is open, I will be more advanced age, and this is only getting worse for me. So,
what is happening?
Ladies and gentlemen, these are your stars.
Every time we have the locals on, somehow we go off the rails hardcore.
I mean, but we want to be real with you. And let's face it, we love it, heat and all, else we would not have moved here. We love it.
It's true.
You just have to be prepared.
Like one of us is at a park every single day. So it's not like we're like, oh, we're never going. No, we just
You just have to find the air conditioning.
Which on? Yay, because I don't have to get up at 7 a.m. and press any buttons. Like, because we don't do that here.
The lines haven't been bad. The standby lines. No. I mean, it's not as bad as Flight of Passage gets.
Correct.
True.
That one still gets.
So Heather and I are riding Guardians on September 21st.
There you go.
Tradition. We said it. That's another thing, Jen. You can announce that they started it last year, that on September 21st, they would play it all day. And we did it last year. And then Emily, we were in the park and she was like, do you have your park passes yet? And I was like, I have to renew Callista's pass. And I was like, but I already have me and Kylie's. Like, of course we're doing it. And then they just came out, this week saying it?
And announced it. Yep.
I mean, we had that.
Like we knew that was going to be a thing. So awesome.
We're big enough nerds that we had that already planned out.
I think they just need to do it every year.
First book,
like perfect.
So do you think it's going to be like hard, like, because I'm putting you in charge of the virtual queue on that day. I'm putting you in charge of that.
Okay,
So,
I'll do it.
Okay, so are we? I want no part of that. So this is why you have a TA. See, now Heather's my TA, and she can handle that. So how do you think other people are as big of nerds as we are and are just going to go specifically to Ride Guardians on the 21st?
I think because so many
going.
people never get the song.
Yeah.
Is Donna going?
Donna does not do Guardians. Guardians makes me want to vomit. My
Even in
son
row
and my
5?
husband will, but nope. Nope. Hard pass.
It's
Yep,
so good.
same. I can't do roller coasters or like things that would make my blood pressure go up because of my heart issues. So love the song. I'll listen to it on.
It'll make your blood pressure go up just because you'll love it.
Well,
your heart will fill with joy.
That's what we want to avoid, Heather. It's my heart filling. That's the problem.
She's not wrong.
That's the issue I have.
That's not wrong.
But what if, I mean, they haven't confirmed like what this Cars thing is going to be, which just made me think about it. Like, what if it is in shade? Like, what if it's all facade and then the rest of it's covered? We don't know.
We don't.
No, we don't know.
And since he listens to our show, he's going to hear us and be like,
I do need to catch coffee with him, so I'll ask him.
We have
to.
Yeah,
just ask him. It's fine. Lisa or Bob, I'm just saying, we just are asking for shade. Like, we are here for the change. We would like to preserve some water and have some shade.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I mean, I think that reasonable requests, and we are happy. We are happy to give you suggestions on shade too, including for Toy Story Land. If we could just revisit that one as well. You know what? We're
a great idea
with some ideas. We've got those. So don't you worry. We'll help you. But shade is always welcome in Florida. Thanks. Thanks for coming. So, all right, let's talk about where we find all of us online if my earbuds continue to fall out today for some reason. It's fine. It's fine. All right. I'm going from the bottom up, meaning just like, so Jessica, because you're on the bottom of my screen.
Thanks for clarifying, Jen.
So I was like, that sounds terrible, but like she's on the bottom of my screen. Like, I don't know.
You can always email me at jessicaL@uponastartravel.com, and you can find me on Instagram at passholderprincess21.
I love your new handle. It's so cute.
I just figured I'm a pass holder princess. Like,
I mean,
it's January 21st, so
absolutely
21.
I love it.
Millennial of you.
Oh
no!
Ouch!
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
She's my emergency contact, so that'd be nice.
She's like, I don't have wrinkles, Emily. Smile. So young.
All right. Heather is next to Jess. So Heather.
You can find me at the Moana Mom on Instagram and Facebook, or you can email me, heather@uponastartravel.com.
Fantastic. Emily.
You can find me, we're going to email me first at emily@uponastartravel.com. Or on Insta at uponastaremily. Or Facebook too. You can find me on Facebook, which is Donna's preferred social media.
I don't know if you can tell because it says right under.
So I am on Instagram under protest. Heather made me do it at Happy to Travel with Donna. Facebook, much more active there. Also at Happy to Travel with Donna. Or email me, donna@uponastartravel.com.
And of course, follow Upon a Star Travel. All the places at Upon a Star Travel. Visit us uponastartravel.com. I'm working on some website updates. So kind of a slightly new look coming soon. In the meantime, you can contact any of us. Contact any of our amazing agents. We'll help give you the tips and tricks to have a great day. Find shade, find AC, because that's important. We can also help with that. So just remember, whole new world of travel. Also, a whole new world does get sung in Country Bears. So there is that. But a whole new world of travel to discover. We're here to help you find it. We will see you real soon.